Greetings, everybody, and welcome once more to the Dracovin Empire. Are you ready to dive back into the world of Golarion, the setting for the Pathfinder role-playing game system? I hope you are ready, as we're going to be learning about another creature which comes from the outer planes to rest upon Golarion in case we visit it. The demons, denizens of the outer rift, current rulers of these realms. If you are ready to learn of the demons of Golarion, well, grab my hand. I am your host and guide, Chancellor Dracovin. Please do make me a little bit of a tip before we leave. The outer rifts, sorry, I've been called Paizo, is a dangerous place. And subscribing already, please, letting me know what you think of your encounters in the comments below. It'd be helpful. Alright, let's go. The gateway, our portal to the outer rifts, is take my Well. We have arrived in outer rifts. A dangerous place. An infinite realm. Shall we learn of the demons? Well, there are two directions you can learn about from demons. Old and new. Though the lore itself has also evolved over time. If you look back to the first edition, Lords of Chaos and the Demon Hunters handbooks gave us very interesting pictures of them. But these were demons based upon these basic demons at the time of first edition. First edition was an evolution of the 5. By the time we get to second edition, Pathfinder, Bestie, we still are in there, connected to there, but demons have begun to get a lot more types, different types. Ones that are beyond what would have been in D&D. They still, the core of the D&D ones exist. Now, when we've reached Monster Core, well, now all those demons are gone. We have the demons, the 7 of them, that are in Monster Core. Plus, we do know about some of the other types that do exist. But it's one of those things is, certainly speaking, which ones out of all the ones that Pathfinder came from are being kept, which ones are based on other stuff, we don't necessarily know. I know some. So, yes. And there are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of types of demons. The demons are sin. Yes. Demons are creatures of sin. They're souls of the mortals that are sinful, judged and sent to the outer rifts. And they're sometimes one of these mortal souls, creatures of sin, become a demon, incarnations of the sin. They can be like the classic sins, the 7 deadly ones: envy, gluttony, greed, lust, pride, sloth, wrath. But they can also be more unique, more personalized: arson, slime, mutilation, death, suicide. There are many different types of sin: treason, treachery, and so basically torture. All these various sins, travesties, can be specialized types of demons, more than just a general sin. But all of them have that sin as an idea deep within them. This here is a tusk, a sloth demon, one of the lesser, lowest rungs of demons. Demons are selfish, self-absorbed, and they believe that mortals only play at being virtuous and the fiends that they are. And tempting mortals in temptation to indulge their egos and swell their armies is the perfect way of doing it. One of the great rewards is the manipulation, grabbing more souls to bring to the outlaws. These souls, of course, the primary use is new soldiers, new demons, slaves, pawns, currency for powerful masters. There are plenty of uses for mortal souls tainted by sin. That is demon. A succubus, a lust demon. We should just mention briefly, since I am introducing these demons as I go, that though succubus are traditionally female in their true form, they aren't always. An incubi is a different type of demon. One that we don't necessarily have the stats for nowadays. Demon nonetheless. Succubus are lust demons. Most of them. But again, the shape-changing creatures. The history of these is an interesting one, because they are newcomers to the Outer Rifts. While the Outer Rifts and the Outer Planes existed long before mortals in the universe, in the material realm, the spawning of mortal souls, the beginning of the process of mortal souls, to go in their various cycles, to end up in places like Outer Rifts, were required for demons to spawn. It took mortal souls to be judged, and some to be sent there, to become the demonic larvae, which would eventually evolve into demons, to begin. And this was a process that was theoretically put further along with experiments by a daemon. Now, again, this is first edition lore, and how maybe it's changed in the second edition is questionable. Sometimes this lore alters, changes, especially with the remaster project. But the fact is, whether it was daemonic influence, or just some little twist of the Outer Rifts, a larva, a sinful soul, changed into a demon. And the original owners of the Outer Rifts, the Clip-Offs, weren't ready for it. The Clip-Offs were spawned by the Outer Rifts, they were children. Demons are children, mortals. Why do I say that? The souls go in and are processed, become more of them. The more mortals there are, more souls in the Outer Rifts from those that are sinful, those that are judged, become demons. And so demons gained dominance, because they had numbers. They didn't have the strength, the power on their own. Basically, the sheer number of demons overwhelmed everything that was in there. And so, through our more recent modern history, demons are. And yes, whether or not this fascination with larval, clip-offs, and the evolution, the exact spark, is maybe up for debate. We can go by the first edition version of things, we can say maybe it's something different in second edition. But the moment the first demon was born, the first demon was formed, it was a chain reaction that allowed the metamorphosis of millions of other larvae, demonic, abyssal, Outer Rifts larvae, into demons. Those little pockets of energy. And so now the demons try to expand outside of the Outer Rifts, but they have been driven back from hell and batting, and are only in the Outer Rifts, where they can rule. Above the demons are the demon lords. Now, there are a number of demon lords which are no longer appropriate to second edition with the remaster project. Again, it's one of those things that we can say. A lot of them went away. Lamashtu is interesting because she is both god and demon lord. She's always been both. She is truly the divine, the head of the demon lords. But there are countless others. Abraxas, Sisvug, Cabri, Zura are ones mentioned in Monster Pool, but plenty of others probably still exist. Others do not. Sisvug, the principal blasted lord of fungus and parasites. That's our friend here, you see. Zura, the vampire queen, lord of cannibalism and vampires. He did Abraxas, the master of final incantation, lord of magic and forbidden lore. And Cabreri, he who gnaws, lord of graves and ghouls. These are just some of them. But many of the demon lords that are probably mentioned still exist, I would say. Certain ones, like Orcus, Jublex, which would be based on. Other ones, like Noctuma, who used to be a demon lord, but became a deity. Well, of course, Lamashtu, mother of monsters, lord of madness and monsters. You can see that there are the full list of demon lords going to be up to you. I would say any ones that still exist in D&D, get rid of. But all the ones that were Pathfinder only, good to go. For the full list of them. What are they? I've talked about who they are, which ones to use, which ones not. Well, effectively, they are just powerful, unique demons. They are one of a kind. They're rulers of their realms. They have a lot of nascent demon lords under them, basically creatures that are a step away from evolving into a demon lord themselves. They don't have their own abyssal realm, but, basically they might be even like quasi-deities and worship themselves. And of course, lesser demons beyond them. Not all demons serve demon lords, but plenty of them do. And since the outer rifts are nigh infinite, the number of actual demon lords is... It just requires one to become powerful and to claim a realm of itself. Somewhere. That's it. Some aren't even as powerful as demigods or gods. Cough. Amashtu. Who is a powerful deity in and of herself. So, yeah. Now, this is, of course, another type of monster core. This is the Sarapertis, the suicide demon. A being that arrives from the souls of those that basically were souls of misery, driving victims toward despair and suicide. And they are nihilists at heart, who basically have bitter entitlement, and basically cause suffering and despair in others. Pretty awful creatures. The 7 that are defined are Pusk, Vermoscus, the arson demon, the succubus, Omas, the slime demon, Separatist here, Shemzarian, the mutilation demon, and Borlaki, the death demon. These are the ones that are mentioned. But there are plenty of other types of demons that do exist. The sheer fact is, I can go for the full list that does exist in Archives Nethys and talk about it, and there are a few dozen. Certain ones I can mention, I can point out, don't exist. Baylor, Babadu, Glabrazu, Perzu, Drak. These are all D&D based ones. But other ones, like the Urgrid, the Arakandilu, Koloxis, Veghalu. Most of these, I'm not sure if they're D&D. I think of them as more uniquely Pathfinder. The Roru, the Hunter Demon. Milastra, the Spider Demon. All these have been introduced in other books in various places. So most of them, again, see when the books are released, things like that. The Malrisk was released in The Secret of Deathstalk Power, which was from the Spore War. Spore War is new. So, I would say our good friend here, Malastrix, is a new demon, a spider demon. At least the version of it is from the new remaster. That's one of those things here, too. You can kind of see that there are the MD demon Inveractus from there, too. And I also have a new clip-off in there, too. So. But, again, seeing what books are from can give you a good type of it. I'm just trying to go over the basics of the types of things here, so you have an idea. There is a crap ton of them, and you can look through 1st and 2nd edition, get a number of them. And honestly speaking, you really want to use the D&D ones in your games. They're not published officially. You probably could update them to remastered versions. If you want to use a Glabrazu, even though it's technically not published anyway. On you. Hey, mentioned him, showing him off the Shemhazian, the mutilation demon, from the souls of torturers and those that reveled in mutilating bodies. It's 35 feet tall. It's big! Here's an interesting thing. People worship demons. The study of demons is known as demonology. Atlantis, the Rune Lord of Wrath, was a skilled demonologist and worshipped demons and promoted them in her realm. Yeah, so the Rune Lords from Thassalon helped this. And actual worship of demonic entities and demon lords does occur. Think about Lamashtu. Think about those powerful demon lords I mentioned. They are worshipped. Zura, worshipped by probably cannibals, by vampires. Makes sense. Abraxas. Those that seek forbidden knowledge would worship Abraxas. To get that final incantation, that final bit of magic that they need to know, that they want to. Cabreri, ghouls. Cannibalistic ghouls and flesh-eating creatures of the life. So you can see all of these beings have their worshippers. And it's these worshippers that empower them a lot of times. And unfortunately, results in demons coming from Golarion. It's one of those sources. Those that worship the demons. Golarion, that's why you can find them. Now, there are some other areas beyond the worship, because there are places that are connections to the Outer Rim. The fact is, demons making a journey into the universe is not easy, actually. That powerful evil spellcaster, that demon worshipper or summoner, could bring them out. That's true. But there are two known locations in the Inner Sea where demons are common and tending to be growing in numbers. Tanglebriar and Kiyomi, where Tree Razor rules, and of course, the area that was formerly the World Wound. While the World Wound itself, a gaping wound to the outer ribs, is closed and the Sarkonis scar remains, the sheer fact is, a lot of demons remain there. The Yawning Portal is closed, but all the demons aren't gone. The Tanglebriar, well, I'm unsure of the result of the battle against Tree Razor. Spore War may have resulted in his destruction. I'm assuming it does, but again, it's one of those things that's a newer adventure path in the last couple of years. So the final result of that adventure, especially the storyline, is up in the air. The other place that you can kind of find where there might be a small rift there is the depths of the Mrazov Desert, where Quadria meets Kazmaron in the continent. For whatever reason, something connects to the outer rift. It's not a gaping wound like the World Wound, or the summoning resulting from the power of Tree Razor in the Tanglebriar. But when a wound to the outer rifts comes into existence, when demons can pour forth, it's a threat. Because they can bring the outer rifts to the universe. But there you go. There's demons. I'm probably not going to go into depths about all the different types of demons necessarily. And that last one there, sorry, I didn't say, was our Golarion, Death Demon. Commanders of the demon armies. Basically, creatures that personify death and destruction. The ultimate manifestation of demon. And I think that's an important thing to leave off as that last picture. Because demons are destructive. Now, yes, they aren't true beings of chaos that will seek to destroy everything. No, no, no. It's all about that corruption. It's all about convincing you to do also the horrible things that they love to do. To trick you into it, to convince you to do it, to bring you down to their level, so that when you die, your soul is theirs, to do with what they please. Maybe you're another demon that serves them, who works for them, that maybe they can trade for your soul to their masters. There's so many reasons to it. But it's basically dragging you down and bringing you to the outer rifts. That's all about it. And a little bit of fun along the way with their sin might be wonderful. A little bit of mutilation, a little bit of sloth, a little bit of lust, a little bit of death. That's what it means to be demon. That's what it means to be a creature of the outer rifts. They are personifications of the sins of the mortals that's the best way to describe it. And that's why there are countless types of demons, countless types of sin. For every sin, there's perhaps a demon. And sometimes that demon can be unique. Sometimes that demon can spawn more. Because it's also important to note, and this is an important note in this back end here, as we're talking about it, one of the things about demons is they can breed. What do I mean by that? They can have children themselves. Demon children of their kind. Yes. They can birth demons just as much as a mortal soul can birth demons. It's another reason why demons are hard to get rid of. Because a demon born from demons is just as much as a demon as the other one. Maybe it wasn't birthed from the original mortal soul. But it does mean their numbers spread easier and more. Because they have two sources of soldiers. Every soul corrupted that transforms into a demon is a new demon. And then maybe those demons go on, in some kind of horrible cardinalistic fashion, have some children with each other. And those horrible little demon spawn are demons. You cannot get rid of them. They are not as strong as threatening as demons, or many of the other denizens of the Outer Rifts. But they have numbers. They will swarm you, they will crush you. And it's one of the reasons it was so difficult to close the world loop. Because they just kept swarming out. They are the swarm army. And demons and devils, it took them a lot to make sure there weren't any demonic incursions into their realms and held back. It was a war. And it's a war that's still deep. It's the way of the deep. Take it, because it's there. It's there for the taking. There for the conquest. It's there for their control. To indulge in their sins. To indulge in what it means to be a demon. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out the rest of my stuff, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube. Twitch, hey, you can catch me live doing videos like this. Live plays of TTRPGs. All of Adam's my current one, Wednesdays at 8. But all my TTRPGs, you can find the old ones over on the YouTube side of things. And of course, things like my discussion show, which is kind of a podcast and talk show discussing tabletop Saturdays at 6. But all the tabletop related stuff, that's what gets uploaded on YouTube. My gaming, my chatting, my hanging out with friends, that tends not to be uploaded when they do a live channel eventually. But all the tabletop stuff, that's over on the YouTube side of things. If you are on YouTube, that subscription, those comments, they help the algorithm and keep the channel supported. And the big thumbs up things you can at very least do. You can't do anything else to support us. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Make sure to check out my social media link below for updates on everything. Until next time, we dive once again into various creatures of the outer realms or something different. I bid all of you out there a deep and wonderful farewell.